There's a kind of mistake that doesn't feel like a mistake when you're making it. It feels normal, almost like nothing. And that's the scary part. Because by the time you realize it, it's already over. What scares me isn't even what happened that day. What scares me is how easily it could have happened to anyone sitting here listening to this. And maybe, just maybe, something like this has already brushed past your life too. This is a story I don't talk about much, but today I felt like sharing this here. So, yeah, listen to this carefully. Before I start, just get comfortable. Grab a cup of coffee, tea, snacks, anything you like. Because this is one of those stories you listen to like you're sitting with friends in the evening, legs tucked in, phone face down, snacks in the middle, everyone half listening and half imagining. Okay, so this happened back when I was in college. College time, that phase where you're not exactly responsible, but you feel very independent. So, a group of us planned a weekend road trip. Nothing fancy, just one car, too many people, and zero coordination. The drive itself was pure chaos. Someone hijacked the music and refused to play anything else except their playlist. Someone kept giving directions with full confidence, yet we got lost. And there is always this person who kept giving deep life gyan while sitting comfortably and contributing absolutely nothing to the plan. But honestly, it was fun. That's how college trips work, isn't it? Bad planning, loud laughter, and memories that somehow turn out good despite everything. So, the weekend went by quickly, roaming around, eating random food, clicking photos, laughing at things that weren't even that funny. By the last day, though, things changed a bit. It was just small things adding up. Arguments over timing, someone snapping unnecessarily, plans changing every 5 minutes. You know, when the trip is still okay, but the mood isn't. My best friend and I just felt drained. We didn't want another 3 hour drive full of awkward silence and passive aggressive comments. So we said, you guys go ahead, we'll come back later. And we planned to take a bus. Everyone tried to convince us, why complicate things now? Just come with us, bus is unpredictable. But we wanted peace more than comfort at that time. So we stayed back. And honestly, the moment they left, it felt lighter. No arguing about plans, no forced conversations, just us. We walked around the area slowly, without rushing, did some random shopping we definitely didn't need, laughed at overpriced things like who is buying this and why. We judged strangers quietly, just as besties do, created imaginary stories about people passing by. We sat at a roadside stall, shared a plate of momos, and talked about life in that casual way where nothing is serious but everything feels important. We checked the time a couple of times. We still had enough time. That's it. No overthinking, no warning bells. Just, हाँ time है. We reached the bus stand in the early evening. Still crowded, still noisy, nothing felt off. The bus came a little late, but not enough to stress us out. It looked old though, worn out, like it had seen too many passengers and too few repairs. We asked the conductor about our stop. He nodded, didn't say much. We got in, and the first thing I noticed was the smell, that strong diesel smell mixed with old seats, the kind of smell that makes you want fresh air immediately. Then I noticed something else. There were no women on the bus, not a single one. I didn't say anything out loud, but I remember looking at my friend, and she noticed it too. We chose seats near the middle, somewhere visible, somewhere that felt safer. Told ourselves not to assume anything. The bus started moving. For the first few minutes, it was normal, engine noise, outside lights, regular road. Then, slowly, things changed. The road felt unfamiliar, not dramatic, just not right. Streetlights became fewer. The bus took a turn that didn't match where we thought we were going. I leaned towards my friend and said quietly, "Is it just me or is this road different?" She didn't reply immediately, and that silence told me everything. When we asked the conductor again, his tone was different now. Short, irritated. He said, "Baitho, aage aayega." Something about the way he said it made my stomach drop. The bus got quieter. No one was talking, no one was scrolling on their phone, just the sound of wheels and silence. A man stood up and stayed standing. Another shifted closer than necessary. The aisle now felt narrower. Nothing obvious, but everything uncomfortable. My hands felt cold, not shaking, just cold. That's when I realized I wasn't imagining things anymore. We stood up and said we wanted to get down. Now. Our voices weren't confident, they were loud. The driver laughed. Not loudly, not aggressively, casually. Like this was amusing to him. That laugh, I still remember it clearly. Because in that moment, I knew this wasn't a misunderstanding. When the bus slowed near a dim turning, instinct took over. We didn't plan anything, just one look, and we reacted immediately. We jumped off the bus. I don't remember how I landed properly. I remember stumbling, almost falling. I remember the sound of my friend crying behind me. We just held hands and ran. Not bravely, not gracefully. We ran the way scared people run. Messy, loud, desperate. I remember sleeping and scraping my hand and not even feeling the pain. I remember screaming. No words, just sound. After running blindly for a few seconds, not even knowing where we are going, we suddenly saw lights ahead. It was a small tea stall. There were few people standing there, And I clearly remember seeing two women. The moment we saw them, something shifted. We felt brave enough to keep running. We ran straight towards them, panting, tired, shaking. The people there immediately started asking questions. What happened? Are you okay? What's wrong? Honestly, I don't even remember what we said or how we answered. We were almost crying, trying to catch our breath, talking in half sentences. Nothing was making sense. Someone sensed that this wasn't normal and called for help. We just sat there, shaking, holding on to each other, like if we let go, everything would come crashing down again. We reached home very late that night, and thankfully, we were safe. And I'm not sharing this story to scare you. I'm sharing it because moments like this don't always look dangerous in the beginning. They look normal, they look manageable. And I know so many people, especially girls, have stories where something felt slightly off, but they didn't know whether to trust that feeling or ignore it. If you have ever been in a situations like this, or even something close to it, I'd really want to hear your thoughts. Not to judge what was right or wrong, not to analyze decisions, but because so many of us carry these moments quietly, like we're the only ones they happen to. If you feel comfortable, you can share your experiences in the comments. And if it feels too personal to say out loud, you can always write to me. I've left the email in the description. Sometimes just saying it somewhere safe makes it feel lighter. And if this story stayed with you, you already know what to do. Subscribe and stay here because here your story matters.